Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Startup Company, The Perfect Start 2021, Part 3. Okay, so here we are, back in the office. Currently, pandemic gaming is going viral, if you look at the top left, and now we need to do a bit of upgrading. Okay, so have a look right now at what's going on. Server usage is around 60-70%. Our features are looking not too bad. We can't upgrade at the moment, so that's fine, but we're not at maximum number of users. Let's speed up the game while pandemic's going viral. Okay, that's the end of the day. So we need to reach a feature max level of at least 20. So let's have a look at our marketing. Okay, so we've got the one campaign going at the moment. We're not at 100% users, so we haven't maxed out, so that's okay. There we go. We're no longer going viral. There's new G. There we go. Nothing interesting. But we're going to make some fundamental changes. So introduce production queues. Now we're at 424,000 impressions a day. So we can go for a slightly bigger contract. But what you are looking for is the ones that are high value. So that one there is $6.45, which is quite a good one. So at the moment we're still in a big minus. And what we're going to try and do is get our income into positive territory. So we want to be earning enough from ad revenue to cover the costs of the office, which is what we're trying to do. So, okay, so we need to add some instances. We were hitting maximum capacity there. Okay, upgrade. Go back. Okay, so now not available, so we need to use research to unlock the Qt Framework 2.0. So go to Frameworks, Unlock, and Confirm. So this will allow us to increase the level of our features. Okay, so install, because everything's maxed out now, so confirm. Okay, we've just hit our next milestone, so milestone 15. We've got 100,000 extra for that. That's good. Okay, much higher feature levels. It's time to talk about servers. Again, until now we've used cloud servers, so insourcing servers is a good idea for pandemic gaming. So we need to rent a building for hosting, so let's put the speed back to normal. And the first hosting building is not this one, that's 22 Rab Street, it's this one, 7 Harbour Street. So that is the first hosting building, so click that. Okay, we're going to rent, confirm. Now we need to put in racks and cooling. So we've got another milestone, that's an additional 100,000. We need to produce a minimum of 2,500 computing units. So we need to do some research now. Luckily we've got all these extra research points. So we want to go to hosting. We need basic hosting equipment. So confirm, and server pack 1. Now that's going to be able to give us our web servers, our database servers. So let's go and purchase. Okay, so cooling unit, that's going to bring the temperature down, and a rack. So you go into the rack, add device. So web server, we're going to need one of those. So buy a cache server, we're going to need that. Yep, confirm. Database server, yep, we're going to need one of those. Confirm. Okay. So what we need to do now is configure them. So configure. And this is what our admin has been creating for us so that we can actually configure all of these straight away. So they're all now configured, but you can see we have a web server bottleneck detected. So our web server is currently restricting the amount of computing units that we are able to handle. So let's add another web server, confirm that, configure. And there we go. No there is another bottleneck now on the database. Okay, so we're going to have to go back into the rack again. Let's add a device, and it's going to be another DB server. So add the DB server and get that configured as well. And we now have another web server. So you can see that we're hitting, we could increase the clock rate so that we could get what we need, but we're not going to. What we'll do is we can add another web server, and we will hit parity. So you will hit where you're not getting any exclamation marks and everything else. But for now, we can leave that web server bottleneck. It's not the end of the day, sorry. So we need to make money. That's the general idea now. So generate a profit of at least $1 per month. So go back to the office. Now our advertising chap down there is still working away on contracts. Our hosting is now much better. So what we do is we use our hosting building. So let's go to the peak CU at the moment is 1,982. So let's go to 2,240. Remove all of your cloud instances. You don't need them anymore. So that saves you some money. Okay, so we're currently minus $3,205 a month. That's okay. But what we're looking to do now is make a profit of $1 a month. So for that, we are going to need stuff that we can sell. So different functionality, subscriptions, but banner ads here is the next step up. So unlock. We've got just enough research points, thank goodness. Okay, go to the features on your site and you want to delete text ads. Later on you'll be able to have both, but for now we're just going to put this one in. So revenue features and banner ads. So add that, configure. So now what we need is a contract. So for 460,000 impressions at $6.45 per impression, we're looking at a fairly good one here. So 434, maximum number of days, and then you want to negotiate. So this is for your banner ads, and it's for a full day's time slot. Now later on we will break it down into segments. So there are different advertising slots throughout different parts of the day, which gets you more revenue. So they've come back with an offer of 6.8, so we'll go for 6.97. There we go, they've accepted that. So that's nearly $7 an impression, which is not bad. And now we're only minus $793 a day now. So that net us about $3,000 a day. It means our capital is now in a fairly good position. So we're at 358k. We're not going to lose all of that money now. So the company is now in a fairly stable position. What we're going to need to do now is start introducing some production plans, and we're also going to need to get some management in place to look after the employees. So basically we're expanding the structure of the company. So we were a fledgling startup. Now we're having to start to introduce some kind of inherent components of a company as it gets bigger. As you can see, we've got a total CU of 3,080 and our peak is just about 1,000 under that. You do need to keep monitoring your hosting and continuously expanding your data center to cover the use of your gaming platform as your user base expands, or whatever else you may have created, whether it's a shopping, social, dating, because you do have that choice at the beginning. But of course, here at Know It All Gaming, it had to be pandemic gaming. Now, we still have that limitation on the resources, so they're currently making a video playback module and a front-end module, our lead developers. We've got lots of space still in the office, so we could think about expanding, certainly staff and everything else. So research, we now only have 43 research points. Let's have a look. They're all fairly happy-ish. Yeah, not too bad, because that's the other thing as well, is happiness. So let's cancel this. Okay, we'll do some training for the CEO. Oh, needs an expert desk. Well, we can change that to an intermediate desk for now. But I need quite a lot. I need free beverages, a water cooler, an expert desk, 7-hour working day, free healthcare, and even a game console area. So me as the CEO is quite demanding there compared to the employees. But of course, we all know that a CEO's happiness is irrelevant. It's the company's health that matters. That's why being a CEO is not as a coveted thing as you would think. Who am I kidding? We all would love to be a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. Okay, so Rodney, let's get Rodney on some training so that he can research quicker. So we'll get him trained up to be an intermediate. So get both of our researchers training. Let's have a look at our dev teams. So our developer, let's get him training as well. Yeah, see, this is locked. So you need to be an intermediate developer to build those components and an expert to build some of the remaining components. Okay, research. Now we've only got 50 research points, so there's not a lot that we can research, but there's the free healthcare. And if we scroll all the way down, we'll find the games console area there, which is 5,000 research points just to unlock. So yeah, it's going to be a while before I, as the CEO, get what I'm looking for. But there's lots of other things for us to unlock: TVs, ping pong tables, vending machines, programming desks, executive desks, all that kind of cool stuff as the company expands. Human resource wise, we will need supporters soon to resolve some tickets. And of course there's managers. So then you have HR, recruitment and outsourcing executives. Okay, we're at 350k. So we've got minus 700 as I was already showing you. Now, let's have a look. Are there any better contracts there? That's quite good, but it's 650,000, which we're not at yet. Do we get rid of it? Yeah, we'll get rid of this one as well, because although the value is quite good, it's 780,000 impressions. So you need to think of the number of impressions that your site is getting compared to the user base. So we're at 125,000 registered users, maximum of 160,000 registered users. Our advertising campaign is still going, so that user base is continuously increasing. In the box in the top right hand corner, you can see the server usage, so it's hovering around the 30%, so we're in a much better position now. Still ranked 60th in the world for our platform, so let's upgrade that now that we can. Go back to features. Where are we? So we're at level 11 for video functionality and level 12 for the landing page, but let's increase that. So put it up to level 13. So we can have 183,000 registered users now, so that's quite a good number. Obviously we want to keep moving that towards 1 million. Right, once this day rolls over, let's have a look. No, still training. Nearly ready for intermediate. Come on. There we go. Upgrade. Confirm. An extra $3,000 a month for their salary. Yep, we're happy with that. Confirm. There we go. So back to researching, but of course now an intermediate researcher, which means those research points come to us a lot quicker. Again, let's go to his training, so he can be upgraded as well. Yep, confirm. Research. There we go. Stats. Not really any change, just free gym membership, 7-hour working day. Let's have a look. Expert desk. Oh, and fire Ronnie Nichols. He's our contracts guy. He's the sales guy. Oh, that's an interesting one. We'll have to keep that in mind. To make her happy, we need to get rid of a member of our staff. So we have to fire someone. Now 1,500 research points for the expert desk to be unlocked. So we need to save up because we've only got 108 at the moment. So we'll pay her a bonus to make her happy. We're now at minus $994 a day. But by the time the contract comes for renewal, hopefully we'll be able to extend our income with a better contract. Now someone wanted a water cooler, so let's get that put down. There we go. Put it over there next to the whiteboard, because obviously you're going to have a chat around the whiteboard, so you might want a glass of water while you're there. And a white potted plant as well, so let's put that in somewhere. Yeah, let's put it next to Sean. There we go. So a bit of the aesthetics. I must admit this office would be a bit bland to be working in at the moment, but we're going to start making it look a bit nicer, don't worry. Okay, contract 5 has ended. Time slot is no longer occupied. Unfortunately, I didn't hit automatically renew on that, so we're now going to have to negotiate. It's only for 110,000 views, that one, so that's a bit pathetic. Oh dear. We're going to have to negotiate a much cheaper contract. Okay, so 500,000. Increase it to the maximum 10 days. That's only 2.7 CPM. That is a lot worse than where we were before. Let's try and get at least a bit higher. Let's put it up a little bit more. 2.9 they've come back with. Drop it by 0.1 and we should get an accept at 3.07. But that is not giving us as much revenue as the previous contract. So I think we'll find we're losing more money now. Yep, we're now losing 2,500 a day. So we should have picked a much better contract. Okay, so as I said, we're at minus $2,510 a day. Not good, but we're making $45,000 from our advertising. But what we want to hope for now is some better contracts. So this one's 5.1 for 430,000. That's not too bad. 5.1, we can negotiate that a bit higher. But now we need to find a better contract. And of course, the idea is to hit positive money. So for positive money, we need to increase our user base for our gaming platform, and we need to find a better contract. So that's 1.1 million impressions. We're nowhere near that yet with our site. As you can see, it's going up a little bit each day. Let's have a look. So we're at 141 out of 183,000 users. Can't upgrade yet. Okay, so video playback module, they're both making them, so that's good. That will allow us to upgrade that feature once they come through. Okay, another day. Rodney Beck's called in sick. Oh well, not the end of the world. He's one of our researchers, so that means today he's not going to be generating any research points for us. Game over. The loser is game over. And we play. So game over as in GameStop. Just highlighting it because of the similarity with the little GameStop short squeeze rush that there was, where lots of people made money. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything in that one, so not a millionaire. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have become overnight millionaires doing that. Right, upgrade to level 12 and go back, and we can upgrade the landing page again, so upgrade that to 14 and upgrade the efficiency a couple of times. Okay, our hosting, we're at 2,292, so let's increase our capacity within our data center a bit further. There we go. Somebody else is called in sick, dear me. There must be a virus going around. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of this part of the game really, it's playing for time. So you are building your user base and your feature levels as you can, while advertising still to increase your user base and looking for decent contracts. So banner ads are making a minus 12%, so overall happiness is 81%, which is fine. That's not too bad for now. So the max feature level we can get to on the Qt Framework 1.0 is level 40, so that's what we want to do. So this is reaching the end of its time, but obviously this is the time periods that you can do. So we're not going to break it into a block yet, but I'm just highlighting the fact that you can. So once we've got a lot of impressions each day, that's when it's worth breaking it up into sections so that you can have multiple contracts running to increase your revenue. So there we go. Upgrade that again, level 15, and back. We're at 229,000 potential users now and 147,000 registered. So that number is continuing to climb, which will also increase the number of impressions that we're able to sell to advertisers. So, my goodness. Right, okay, so let's negotiate this one. We can do the maximum. And let's increase that to 6 and see what they say. So 5.7. Okay, so drop it down, go 5.9. And I've accepted. Okay, so that's nearly $6 per impression. We'll stick auto renew on that for now. And we'll have a look in a minute at how we're doing financially as well from that contract. So research points are racking up. We've got 474 now, and they continue to increase. Overall, see we're at minus $1,481 still. So we're still at a minus, so not great. Okay, and again, have a look at the contracts. Get rid of that 30,000 one. That 510,000 is not great either. To be honest, the 950 isn't much better either at 4.35. And we're at about 600,000 impressions a day now. Okay, back to our features. Can we upgrade again? No, not yet. Okay. but Margaret there is making a video playback module, so not too bad. Let's pay a bonus because that person's happiness is a bit on the decline. So it's always worth giving your employees bonus when their productivity levels drop down to around 50%, because that means that they can produce their components much quicker. So we've got a lot of components here, as you can see, for the designers. Oh, Margaret Price is called in sick. She's the one that was building our video playback module, so that's great. A couple of extra Jeets, a quick read and close. User growth at the moment is at 0. So that means the marketing campaign has finished. Okay, so we still can't do that because we're still waiting for the video playback module. Okay, Margaret's back, so she's producing again. Good, 80%, so nearly there. Probably by the end of today, or if not tomorrow morning, that will be finished. Oh, there we go, 100%, just at the end of the day, perfect. Okay, so features, upgrade, level 14, go back, go to the landing page, increase it to level 16, and back. And as you can see, our user growth is fairly slow at the moment, but that's fine. The number is still going up. So we're up to 580 odd thousand impressions there. So that means that 590 would work, but it's only $3.15, so get rid. $6.15, but it was only for 200,000 impressions. That 950,000 impressions one isn't particularly great either, but we'll leave it there for now. So we're at that minus $1,400 a day. Okay, another day, another dollar. We're down to 276,000 of capital from our capital of 350 that was earlier. So as you can see, hosting 3,000, hosting power bill 7,000, hosting bandwidth 2,000. License expenses $600. Text ads is costing us 30 grand. There we go. Okay, 5.25 for 980,000. That's better than the 4.35 above for 950,000. So we can safely get rid of that top contract. Leave that one there for now. So we're at 586,000. And 569 the previous day, so we are getting an increase. Okay, so next milestone, let's have a look at our hosting, 2,600, so let's increase our capacity again. Let's put it up to 4,000, there we go, 4,000 CU. The pricing on the hosting won't actually change that much because you are paying for the capacity that you have. You just don't have to run at 100%. So with 86% of the audience has been reached with a conversion rate of 9.9% for those text ads. So that's not too bad. But again, we're in a negative financial position at the moment, and what we want to do is get into a positive financial position. So 6.45 there for 850,000. That is potentially our next contract. So let's get rid of that one and get rid of that one and leave that one there. See what else he's able to come up with. We're at 3 out of 10 days for the auto renew contract, but we are at over 600,000 impressions now. And we're at 155,000 registered users out of 254. And we can upgrade again. So upgrade, go back again, upgrade. There we go. So 278,000 registered users we can have now. And it's 1.5 CU per user that's online as well, which is shown in that window when you open it. So global position, we're still 60th. But you can see our registered user graph is nice and going up, but it has slowed down a bit. And you can see your daily peaks and how many users we've currently got online. So building up the company from the start, it does take time, but once you hit that positive window, it does. I mean, this is a good game. I love the detail. I love all the different components of the company that you need to manage, and everything else that you need to be looking at. So we're at 7 out of 10 days now for the contract, and we're up to 577,000 impressions. So it's actually slightly less impressions than the previous day, but it gives you a rough estimate of how many impressions you're going to have for your next contract. As I said, we want to get into that positive position, don't we? We want to be earning money. We don't want to be losing money, because once you start earning money, that capital then becomes spendable. So we can start improving the office. Now I'm idling at the moment, so my training is already at expert, so I'm at maximum. So we can change role. We can start headhunting, but let's change role. So become a manager. This is one of those things we picked in the first episode of this series. So you would have been able to become a developer or a designer if that's what you'd chosen. But manager means I can now manage 8 employees. So let's go with the designers and the developers. So the lead developers and the developers. Okay, do we want to manage anyone else? That'll do for now. So now we go to production and we need to create a production plan. So create plan. And what we're going to do is we will give it a name. But first of all, so we've got developers, we've got designers, and we've got lead developers. So we need to decide what we want them to do. So we can manually click the up and down buttons like this, or we can just type. So we'll want 10 of those, we want 10 of those, we want 10 of the video playback modules. Okay, sysadmin is not part of what we're managing at the moment, so we also need to go to the developers and give them a target. So call it feature plan. Plan. So feature plan, this is for developing our features. So then we can create a second plan, but we'll go back to the feature plan, and that's our inventory. So now manage production plan, click the down arrow and pick one of the plans. So now I, as the CEO, am managing the feature plan, which will allow the people to create the items that I've requested. But if you look, you can see that Jackson Ortega and Francisco Dennis in the right hand side there are idling, as are Hester and Corey, that are designers. That's because within the plan I didn't put any requests for them to do. So there's 112 blueprints, so let's make that 150. We'll make that 120. We'll make that 120 as well, and we'll make that 100. Now for lead developers, we've already put in the numbers. So what we also then want to do is go for the developers and what we want for them. So 80 UI components, 80 backend components, 80 network components. Go for 80 database components, which we've already got, and 80 of the last component, so the wireless component. Again, marketer, although we haven't got the marketer in there, we will put in his totals. No, we won't. So feature plan, there we go. So now we can close that, and now everyone's working again, well, apart from Hester's, who's called in sick. And we're going viral again as well. So that means our user count is going up quickly, which is nice. Okay, we're nearly at the end. So 780,000, we might be able to tip that one. So get rid of that one and that one. We'll keep that 850,000 one, because I do like that. That's 6.45 per impression. Okay, so features, we're now at 170,000. So upgrade to, there we go. And because I'm managing them, we are now able to create stuff quicker, because by having a manager, your components are made faster. So we can upgrade the landing page as well. So we're at 100% happiness because everything's level, so 17 and 17. And overall we're at 88% happiness. And we've got a user base potential of 304,000. So we can leave that as it is. Our capacity has gone up to a peak of 3061 CU, so we're going to need to increase capacity. Oh, I just hate pandemic gaming for no constructive reason whatsoever. #stupid Monday. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think that's it for today's video. Hopefully you will see within the next video we hit a positive milestone of being cash positive rather than cash negative. And we start increasing our office layout and everything else that we want to do. So we're at 635,000 impressions. But till next time, I'm Know It All Gaming.